Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be finally checking out Bleach Thousand Year Blood Work, episode 4 of Core 4. I am ridiculously excited to get into this episode because if this is your first episode watching with me, I did watch the first 3 episodes in the theater, so this will be a first time reaction now. I am a manga reader, so I do kind of know what to expect, and it's a moment I've been waiting to see animated for so long since this chapter dropped in the manga because now we're well past the point in Thousand Year Blood Work where I was reading weekly. I believe about halfway through is when I started the manga, and read the rest of it weekly. So it's really, really cool to finally get to see this happen. And I don't want to waste any more time as I already had to wait a day to get into this episode. So if you are new to my channel, this is more of a watch along than a straight up reaction. So if you'd like the audio and or full video, you can sync up with your own copy of the episode. If not, you can see it blurred behind me and read the subtitles below me to follow along. I'll just give us a countdown and we can hop right into this episode. If I can get it first try. Apples over here. Alright. 3, 2, 1, start. First try, let's go. I'm very, very excited. I have a feeling we're in for an absolute treat this week. Um, I haven't really seen any spoilers because I wasn't even at home. Oh, here, let me fix that. It is going so fluctuating so suddenly. I mean, the world is literally falling apart and crumbling, so oh, this is new. We like anything with Ukitake now is not in the manga because we long forgot him in the manga at this point. I think. My goat, very ominous. Right into the banger of an opening. But yeah, I was in the city all weekend, so my reactions from last or yesterday's videos will be coming today, and then tomorrow I will do the ones from today and get us all caught up. Just gonna quickly get should have the subtitles fixed so you guys can read the top ones as well. Oh, not quite. Man, that shot of Orihime right there is so fucking beautiful. Every time I see it, just makes me so happy. Yeah, I was in the city. I with two of my friends, or went to the city with one of my friends to meet another one, and we watched Brand New Day again, and we watched a bunch of Spider-Man movies our one friend hadn't seen. So, really good time, but I definitely was missing out on this episode. And honestly, the other shows I'm watching this weekend are all so good, so a lot to look forward to when I'm back home now, so. I haven't really talked about it too much, but the ending has had some slight changes here and there. Nothing crazy, but it is cool details. I've mostly seen that on Twitter after the episode. No spoilers for me. I hate that Bleach does this where they show a scene from the episode at the very beginning. I'm really excited to see how they do this and if Gerard Valkyrie ends up with CGI at all. One of the most broken powers. Both him and Lily Barrow are absolute menaces. There we go. Sorry about that. It goes against all reason. That's exactly what he wants to fight. That's just Bleach. Always gotta let him know. Yeah, That is one thing it was before I was watching on my channel, but I did note in the last season how similar they are with, when Gerard Valkyrie was just looking for to battle everyone and just for a one-on-one fight. Or not even a one-on-one, just like a battle. Crush you in my hand. This episode is looking great so far. Payback for, blocking him last time. Yake has learned this lesson already in Waco Mundo. Yeah, did go into this battle full power, so to speak. Oh, that should be this episode too. I mean, depends how much added content they do to this fight. It is the one I probably want the most added to its ending at the very least. A little bit of a combo attack. Freeze him to the bone. I actually love getting to see captains fight together because it's not often. We usually do one-on-one fights for the most part. Despair. Oh! Man, this episode looks really good. Toshiro. Gonna be a little bit more difficult than that, it appears. Biggest, strongest, and fastest. Oh. Oh. Turn it up. Finally catching back up with Yatru. Whoa. The way that anime's portraying this makes it look like this whole spot where they met's his inner world. Your true power. Bankai. Oh! They use the voice of the Bankai Zanpakuto spirit as well, not just his Yatru's like child form. You hear it overlap the audio. Oh, the lava effect. I saw that in a preview a couple weeks ago. First time getting to see the goats use his Bankai. Very different design, but very similar to Ichigo's Bankai in a lot of ways. How it's condensed power. Fucking with the teeth. A lot of this is straight out of the manga at the moment. This is so awesome. Back already. Oh, took off his like headgear. Dude, the force and just power behind his attacks is crazy. He can still use his, yeah. God, and they've been keeping him all 2D. He looks so good. I was so worried Gerard Valkyrie was gonna be a lot of CGI. This is fucking peak. That's not enough, though. That only takes care of the body, not the real or oh, I thought that was I've been waiting for Rangiku to have a tie-in with Gerard Valkyrie. Yeah, I'm sure Shinji feels very defeated. Let's see this. God, it looks so oh, that OS. Oh, the anime actually showed the heart going around the Quincy Cross. I don't think they showed that in the manga. It was always assumed because he has the Soul King's heart. But we need to destroy that Quincy Cross if we want to take care of him. That is the real part we have to damage. Just tearing through that. Oh shit. That dropped a lot of people. Good shit, Toshiro. Almost down to one pedal. Dude, that attack looks so cool. I always assumed that was like an air blast. Noble warrior of God. Oh, so fucking cool. Oh, the blue. Also, I think this design looks better in the exactly what happened to Grammy. But this form of Gerard's looks even better in the anime. Usually the manga forms always look the best, but this is so good in the anime. That's have we ever seen Byakuya save someone with his pedals like that? That's impressive control. Whoever said that? Bro is Mr. Potential. It's time to unleash his potential. That is something Xiao Long said, not ever Toshiro. Oh, his voice. The perfect crimson. Tiger and Yorimaru. Fucking, this episode is so peak and we're only halfway through. This is very accurate to the manga so far, but so good. It forcibly ages him, which actually somewhat makes sense because Toshiro is older than some people who aged faster than him. He's just got so much spiritual pressure that he ages so slow. Similar to like people like Yamamoto or dude, I've been waiting so long to see these moments. I just cannot get over. This is so awesome. Oh, he's gonna use his bow. Oh, no, he's throwing the shield. I thought he was gonna do the arrow. Ooh. All matter ceases function. Exact same as, similar to Rukia's, but his is more on a fundamental level than stopping, like, cells. Bro is freezing the concept. Oh, there's the bow! Base occupied. We're dealing with an absolute monster, though. Bound by the elements of this world. Oh, man, I fucking love Bleach dialogue so much. Even out of Bankai still being an absolute menace. Only need to be slowed down. Finally get Sipiaki use this again. This, I believe, would be the third time he... Technically fourth time, including filler. Destroyed his entire body. But, is the cross gone? I doubt it. Good catch. Very much in line with Lily Barrow, where he's becoming essentially pure reishi, pure energy. Dude, I think this form looks better in the anime too. Oh, they kept this. Oh, I fucking love it. Dodges? Man, are we really gonna get Ruki and Renji with fighting Yhwach as well? I'm pretty sure they get sent in the manga, but that doesn't happen. Well, exactly like this. Your help is not needed here. Standing on business. There's some new OSTs in this episode. There's some. I love some of it. Toshiro's face there. That is just facts. For your friend. Tales of life and death. We still have 5 minutes. There's definitely a post-credit scene. Oh my god. Um, so that was very manga accurate. That doesn't have me concerned at all because all of that stuff that was in the manga right there was fucking peak. They adapted it so fucking well. I absolutely loved that. That was so fucking good. Um, I'm more concerned, but we have time with the episode count. We do have time to hopefully wrap it up in a more not cohesive, more fulfilling and satisfying way. Because the ending to that fight and kind of essentially Lily Barrow as well, and yeah, it kind of is a little bit more disappointing in a way. So I hope they ended in a little bit more of a satisfying manner. Um, but I'm very happy with the first like part of this being adapted. Did not disappoint at all. Like so good. So I'm hoping for a little bit of changes going forward, but I have faith and honestly, as a manga reader, I enjoyed the ending a lot more than the average person. Um my biggest oh, we gonna have some stuff I'll talk about it after. Focusing on this again. Oh. And they did mention the bird monster, so I don't believe this is in the manga, but I love this because this really completes their introduction at the beginning of the Thousand Year Blood War arc, and it allows some of the other characters for something to do that fits into the lore of the world as well. Like it's not pointlessly added. This works well. Who's walking in here? Is it just is it gonna be a lot of our like Okika? Oh, that's why because all of these characters were largely absent from the manga, but in the first couple cores they showed them a lot more often. So smart. I love that. We got 2 minutes of this. Let's fucking go, Ichigo. Give that look back. Reassure her. Absolute fucking full body chills. Not the same. Fully controlled, half a horn, like the fusion of Zangetsu and his Quincy powers. Sit and honestly kind of makes sense in a way because he was using the similarity in their powers against Orihime. Those impact frames. Sword out. No, it's not. Grand Ray Zero as well. Oh, this fucking eyes. Oh, I just want power. Heck, that is all Oh, or he may end defend you. That wasn't a manga chapter. That will either be Ruki and Renji showing up, or I think that could be more Orihime and Ichigo. Oh, peak. Absolute peak. This might have been the best of the first four so far, and one of the best, like, of the whole of the whole Thousand Year Blood War arc. Very fun action, some fun additional content here and there. Nothing crazy, like the battles and everything largely stayed the same. Um, I love this sequence of um Kenpachi cutting him in half. Um, that looked so good in the where is it? A little bit ahead, I think. Uh, what's that? Around here? Somewhere around here. I'll find it in a second. But yeah, when he cuts him in half and like essentially when he regenerates the first time into his like first additional form in this episode, you can very clearly see the Quincy Cross, which is in the manga assumed to be like his core power, like the thing. And then in a question and answer, Kubo did confirm that if you destroy the Quincy Cross, it will kill him. Um, because it is essentially the heart of the Soul King, which is we learned in his battle. Well, we learned it from Askin as well, but in his battle against Senjumaru, you could see her try and pierce the heart, and she couldn't pierce it. So it takes something incredibly strong to destroy it. The fact that someone like Kenpachi, who could cut through fucking space, could destroy anyone, was able to defeat Gremmy, was so cool. The tie back to essentially Gremmy and how he fully imagined all of Kenpachi's power, but in doing so, it destroyed his body. And even Kenpachi at this moment can't fully control his power. Really cool parallel. His form just looked so good. I've always been worried how like the red was gonna look in the anime because it could be overbearing, but it looks so good. The horns and the animation in this episode was fantastic. The compositing and effects especially were really good. Um, oh, was there a shot of? Oh, okay. I wasn't paying attention in this moment. There was a short shot of Rangiku. Um, and it looks like my boy as well. Um, I'm really hoping at some point. I think maybe it could tie into how they beat Gerard Valkyrie and her essentially telling them that he is the Soul King's heart, and then that's what we have to destroy. Could give us a potential way out of this. Um, so I'm interested to see if that plays in at all because this is the second time they've had her stare off at him, and that none of these shots were in the manga as far as I remember. Um, and that is one thing that was omitted from the like end of the Roncar arc. Like the defeat of Aizen, that section was supposed to be a backstory more in depth around for Rangiku and what happened with Aizen and him stealing like the part of her like soul and whatnot. And describing that. But the effects this episode, everything. I also love. I forget. I feel like in the manga we didn't see Yatru in this like inner world. I feel like we just remember like I remember her like appearing next to him. Um so like very similar, but I feel like the way it's portrayed in the anime especially makes me think that like when they first appear and meet, that wasn't just um him like seeing her in the world for the first time. That could have been their inner world or his inner world. Or maybe his inner world is just that because that's where they first met and whatnot. Um, but I really love that. I also the sequence of him activating Bankai and saying or her saying it's a power called Bankai, and then her voice overlapping with the voice of the Bankai Zanpakuto spirit, which if you've never seen, it's not something that appeared in the manga, but Kubo either I forget if he drew, I'm pretty sure he did a drawing of it in a uh Q&A, and essentially the Bankai version is a grown woman similar to what, like, Unohana looks like, but with, like, pink hair, um, and, like, a full-grown Yachiru is essentially his, Bankai Zanpakuto spirit, which we know they are different, designs with, like, Zangetsu and whatnot. So, all very cool. Toshiro looked so good this episode. Um, I loved his voice as well, and it makes me so freaking happy that I feel like this core especially has not been cutting out any of the comedy moments. Um, this joke with the two of them, calling Toshiro his older brother and whatnot is just fucking hilarious. Uh, I love that we've gotten in this arc, especially in the anime. It was prevalent in the manga as well, but in this arc especially, I feel like we get a lot of good Orihime and Ichigo moments, but also a lot of good Rukia and Renji moments, especially in the anime because this is from the manga. But there's a moment like, where he defends her when they're fighting, like, Basby, um, there's just been a lot of little additional content here and there that starts to really build up over time. Like, even just at this ending where we had all of the, like, more normal Soul Reapers all group up and go to the world of the living to deal with the hollows that are surging because the collapse of the world is happening and the imbalance of souls. Um, I actually really love having ooh, so we have Maki Maki, uh, Afro, Samurai, fucking, hell is his I wanna say his name, Kumaridani, but I'm pretty sure that's the fake name that Ichigo calls him. I can't off the top of my head, I can't think of his name right now, and then Okiba, which was, I believe Yamamoto's 3rd seat, and then was promoted to, um, lieutenant, and then is now the 3rd seat again, with, yeah, or is he still? I don't think so. Yeah, it also might have been like temporary, that he was working with Yamamoto. But he's also a character that didn't appear too much in the manga. Like I think he only shows up like one time or like a bare minimum of not a lot of scenes. So it's cool to see him again. Um that shot of Yuha looks so good with just the one eye showing. Um and just like the art on his face and everything. So good. I I don't think I could have asked for a better adaptation of these chapters. In general, the anime adaptations give me pretty much everything I want. If they can manage to stake the landing, with the thing I was talking about, where I said that there's a couple like disappointing or unsatisfying moments kind of at the end of the manga. That doesn't bothers me as much because it's just kind of like a fight and whatnot. And they're still fighting to protect everything, and they have to be to not have everything destroyed while Ichigo's fighting. So even if they're just more stalling than actually defeating, it still kind of works out for me. The biggest thing for me is like you kind of get the defeat of Yuha, and then there's a time skip immediately. You don't catch up with a lot of characters. Like in the manga version, I doubt it'll be like this in the anime, but you never see Urahara again. You don't see Yoruichi. I don't think you see Nell. Like you don't see a lot of characters that we really realistically should have. So more so than just like having a better finale for some of the fights, I would prefer if we get more closure on the characters. Because until we were told so, we kind of had to assume that Urahara and them were safe and saved by Nell, but it also wasn't like confirmed or anything. Um, so I'm hoping for more on that as well, which I almost guarantee will be because they've adapted things and covered topics that I didn't even think they were really gonna be. Like they went into like the Ichibe is like evil, quote unquote, like fan theories and whatnot from like the light novels of all the information we learn. They went into that whole aspect of him turning Ichigo into the Soul King. Um, a lot of like the past lore, um, with the Quincy's versus the Soul Society was so much more coherent and consistent to follow in the anime, but also just Yuha's goals make a lot more sense ever since we got the scene of him absorbing all of the powers from every dead Quincy, and we learn that he feels like all of the death, all of the suffering from every single soul that he absorbs into himself. So it's very clearly he's like so outside of the bounds of this world. He's like a being that doesn't really fit in, Quincy's in general. So he wants to make a more like a mortal world without death, which as far as like that's kind of what was before the three worlds were created by the Soul King. Um, and they separated life and death. So in a sense it makes like it does make sense, but at the same time, like, there has to be a reason why the Soul King let himself be essentially mutilated and turned into the linchpin of the three worlds, because he did see the future of everything that happened to the Quincy's and still allowed it to happen. Um, so for him, creating the balance of the three worlds was worth it, um, even at the cost of everything. It's kind of how I've always assumed and taken, um the Soul King as that kind of being. Because even though in a way Ichibei kind of is almost at the leader and top because he communicates with the Soul King, but realistically he could do anything he wants. Um because I don't think the Soul King could do anything previously when he was just in the crystal. Um I don't think we ever really see him exert any sort of power. It was more the parts of himself that were cut off were able to exert power, like the hands and whatnot. But I think that's kind of all my thoughts on this episode. Very fantastic. Don't think I have any criticisms at all with this episode, which is really great because I did see a world where some of these moments didn't land. Um, because I thought for sure, like this part, I was kind of maybe expecting there to not be CGI because like he's still like skin color, but when he went to his like final form essentially of like the pure energy being, I really expected it to be CGI, so that made me happy. Because even though, like, CGI doesn't completely ruin a scene, I generally prefer it more limited in use, especially I find its use in, like, big creature designs and things like that very off-putting, more so than, like, even, like, a fully CGI show, I would prefer over that. I just find, like, a big CGI creature often looks out of place. Like, one of the only things that, like, I don't visually like in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, for example, is there's a couple frames with, like, Envy in the big monstrous form that I don't really love the design of. And just doesn't hit the same as the manga. And we kind of had that with the Pernita, scenes, but I think that worked a little bit better because the use of movement benefited but from CGI. Like the way the hand was running along and everything looked really cool. I have like an old video I think about like called like did CGI ruin the Pernita fight or something like that. And my conclusion was even though it wasn't perfect, I still really enjoyed it and I could understand the artistic choice of using it because not only because the other thing that I didn't like as much was Komura's Bankai, because it's one of my favorite chapters in the manga, when he uses his, like, unleashed Bankai or fully formed after he goes in his human, form, and I always really, really love that chapter, and it still looked really cool in the anime because it was, like, almost, like, ethereal or very out of place and ominous, but I think it would've hit a little bit better if it wasn't CGI. So it makes me very ecstatic to see that this fight and to be fair, there probably is CGI used because this season or this core in general has like used CGI essentially like for camera work and like 3D spaces and all of that I much prefer the use of CGI or even if you've watched Chainsaw Man, the first season heavily had CGI. I think that looks really good as well. Um, I prefer not when CGI is used as a cost-cutting measure, but more for, like, enhancements and especially when you get really good at, like, doing the mash or what is the term? Um, Having it, like, fit very well with 2D scenes with, like, the art on top of the CGI. Um, that is a really hard thing to do, and I feel like anime has been getting better and better at it, which is something I personally enjoyed watching because when I first got into anime, when I saw like CGI in a show, that was like, oh, I don't even want to watch this. But it's no longer that at all. Like even um show was it? I think it might have been I don't remember what it was. There was one show that had like a big CGI dragon. Didn't look great, but it didn't like fully take me out of the immersion anymore. Like it used to. I've kind of slightly come to terms with CGI, but I also just think the technology has gotten better. Um Whereas with 2D art, you often see some people would be like, "How is anime like in the 70s and 80s and 90s look so good?" And it's because realistically, well, artistic like, techniques has evolved over time. It at the end of the day is just like someone hand drawing art, which is can look as awesome in back in the day as it does now. Whereas with computer generated effects, you kind of have to use technology and let it evolve and build up over time. So I think it's really cool that we've seen such a progress with CGI more recently. I'm just yapping now, so I'm gonna call this video here, but I hope you guys enjoyed this watch along. I will have two more videos coming up tonight, I think, and then I will have One Piece and Mushoku Tensei coming out tomorrow as watch along. So just keep an eye out for that, and I will catch you guys all later. Peace.